So I'm going to talk a little bit about sleep and how I solved my sleep issues. I had insomnia for years and it took a long time to actually figure it out, but here's what I did. I had to look at a number of things, first of which was physical stimulus. So what was I doing physically at work, and then what was I doing physically outside of work, and what kind of stimulus to fatigue ratio was that causing? Next, I had to look at nutrition. Was my nutrition supporting my physical activity both in work and outside of work? Then I had to look at nightly routine. What was my exposure to light and screens? Was I doing it all the way up until the moment I was about to fall asleep, or could I dial that back a little bit? Next was to quantify my sleep quality. So that could be using something like an Oura ring, looking at how I felt when I woke up, how I felt halfway through the day. Was I starting to have marked drowsiness at certain times of day? Was it repeating? How did my body physically feel? Was I in pain? Was I not recovering from my workouts? Was I not recovering from what I was doing at work? Then I had to make a plan. For me, that meant reducing the frequency and intensity of my workouts. I used to be a bodybuilder. I kept training like a bodybuilder even after I stopped competing, but I work in the trades, and that's an extremely physically taxing job. Those of you who are in the trades understand this. It takes a huge toll on your body. I was not eating enough food to support the work and the training. I wasn't eating 6 meals a day anymore. It just didn't fit my lifestyle. But there was a disconnect in my brain where I believed that I had to keep training like a bodybuilder, even though I wasn't eating like one. I needed to stop working when I got tired at night, because if I pushed past that wall, say like 9 p.m. rolled around, I still got all this stuff that I got to do. If I pushed through that, my body would release a little bit more adrenaline, keep me up for, another hour or so, which is great. I got the work done, but my body was not anywhere near prepared to go to sleep. I was just ignoring those natural signals that your body gives you when it's telling you, hey, it's time to power down and go to sleep and recover from the day. I started limiting the amount of light exposure that I was getting at a certain time of night. I started wearing nighttime blue light blocking glasses, which helped because, especially where I live in New York State, it's impossible to avoid light because it gets dark at like fucking 4:30 p.m. in the winter. It's the worst. But trying to avoid blue light as much as possible in those after dark hours. And then journaling just to help clear my mind, because one of the issues that I would have is I would wake up in the middle of the night and my mind would just be racing, like as if I had never been asleep. Or I would have a really hard time falling asleep in the first place because my mind was racing. So for me, journaling was just a way to expulse all that noise in my mind so that my mind could relax a little bit and I could be at least set up for restful sleep. So once you have your plan, execute with consistency. Consistency is the most important thing when it comes to making sustainable health changes. You have to be consistent. Otherwise, you're just not going to build a routine. Like, your body is just going to be in a state of flux, and it's not going to ingrain a foundation of support or routine to help understand what it needs to do, in this case, to help you sleep restfully. Give me a follow for more information on how to optimize your health specifically for the trades.